It's time to enter the world of real estate with Hawaii's only true real estate show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. Hawaii's premier real estate leaders, ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi, will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, ADRIENNE and ATTILIO.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any real estate questions, you can reach us at 633-8633. That's 633-8633, or at teamlally.com, and that's Lally.
Well, hey, everybody, this is Attilio. Hey, guess what? We're live. I know you've been listening to the show in the past couple of weekends. It's been recordings, but this is really us. So, the other day I was in Kihei having breakfast at the Kihei Cafe. I was people watching, and I was looking at we call him the Kihei Caveman. While I was watching him, this lady came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder, started asking me a bunch of tax and legal questions, and I said, those are great. Highly recommend you seek the appropriate licensed professional. But Mom, what other questions do you have, or do you want to know more about the Kihei Caveman? Oh, by the way, we're going to talk about the Kihei Caveman.
We are later.
Later in the show.
But first I have a quote.
Go ahead.
It's a caveman quote. When I was a kid, my favorite relative was Uncle Caveman. After school, we'd all go play in his cave. And every once in a while, he would eat one of us. It wasn't until later that I found out that Uncle Caveman was a bear.
Oh, wow. Who's the famous philosopher that came up with that one?
That was courtesy of Jack Handy quotes.
Yeah, if you guys remember Saturday Night Live, he always had the best. He was like, he would look in the mirror and say, my name is Jack Handy, and I like myself. He's all Mr. Positive. But anyway, so anything you hear on the show that may be deemed as tax or legal advice, hey, check it, run that past the CPA or an attorney, or maybe the attorneys with heart. Which we will be talking
later on in the show.
Later on in the show.
We will have an attorney here.
Okay. Do we have Brady? Is Brady on the line? Not yet.
No, he'll be calling in. He'll be calling in soon with his Maui mortgage
from
tip.
Axia.
Yes,
okay.
Axia Home Loans. But I want to know more about this Kihei Caveman.
Okay, so we want to talk about every community has individuals,
yes,
or as we say, characters. Just like a movie or a story, you never hear. There's always a character that grabs your attention, maintains your interest.
Yes.
And we don't know if his given name is the Kihei Caveman.
We've named him that, though.
But we have named him that. Now, I know if you're thinking like, this is your typical radio personalities exploiting some homeless person. Yeah, that's what we're doing. No. I mean, he's interesting. He's interesting.
He wears trash bags.
So if you guys know who we're talking about, he's mainly walking up and down South Kihei Road. And he wears trash bags, and he has dreadlocks, big old beard.
He's got interesting shoes.
The shoes, I think, are made of trash bags too. And so we've lovingly named him or nicknamed him the Kihei Caveman.
Yes.
And
he's our Kihei character of the day.
So anyway, if you want to call in, or if you know of somebody, maybe it's your drunk uncle or something like that. In this part of the show, right after the quote, we're gonna have it's our part of the show called the Kihei characters, or characters of Kihei. Now this is radio, so we got to describe to you how we're spelling it. But characters is with a K, so it's characters of Kihei. That'll be this part of the show. Congratulations. This is the first time we've done it. This is the inaugural part of our show called Kihei Characters, or Characters of Kihei.
With the Kihei Caveman.
Yeah, with it. So Kihei Caveman, first one on the show. Hopefully, maybe one day we'll do an on-the-street interview.
That would be great.
Okay.
All right,
by the way, I hear that whatever he does, it's real easy because even a caveman can do it. So, we got Brady?
Yes. So speaking of people to interview.
Aloha.
Hi,
How are
Brady.
you?
So we have Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans calling in with the Maui mortgage updates.
By the way, Brady makes lending look so easy that you would think a caveman could do it. But it's not that simple. So we're calling what is it? The honest banker.
Yes, Brady Spangler, thehonestbanker.com.
All right, so Brady, give it to us.
How are you guys?
Always great.
Another day in paradise.
Yeah. So what's your mortgage minute for today? By the way, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Yeah. So what do we need to know for the new year regarding mortgages or lending?
Well, I think we touched a little bit about it last segment, but the new qualified mortgages and the ability to repay, it's a huge topic in our industry right now.
Yeah.
Those all go into effect tomorrow. And, as I touched on it briefly last time, it's the way the industry is trying to do away with negative amortization loans, any terms greater than 30 years, no more interest only. They're just really trying to, and they're limiting the points and fees per deal. 99.9% of all of our deals fall within these already. So everybody's getting a lot of, there's a huge panic in the industry. But at the end of the day, no need to panic because nothing's really going to change. You're going to see a little tightening up, but the majority, if you have an automated approval, whether it's Freddie, Fannie, or Ginnie Mae, USDA, FHA, VA, those are still going to be accepted above the 43% DTI.
Okay.
So that all goes into effect tomorrow. Everybody's getting scared and, creating fear that you got to get the pre-approvals in now and this and that. It's still the same as it is. Pre-approvals are very important, especially in a challenging market. We've kind of went from a buyer's market to a seller's market, and it has been for quite some time. So you've got to be ready you've got to be pre-approved and ready to pull the trigger unless you got cash, because if you're not, that other buyer who is, you might miss out on the dream home.
So what you're saying is that instead of rushing out and looking at homes and then going and getting your pre-approval and having your dreams crushed, you should go and visit with Brady and have them crushed right up front. No. Be realistic and find out what you're approved for. Yes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I see it so many times, and people come to me after they've already found the house, and a lot of the times, that it doesn't work that way because, they haven't ran the numbers or something. What's been more common than not is credit issues. And, what people need to understand is a free credit report on the internet, whether it's freecreditreport.com or Credit Karma or any of that, those are not mortgage credit reports. So those are not the same score you're going to see when you pull a tri-merge, which is Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, on a mortgage report that we pull. So I have a lot of clients saying, oh, no need to pull my credit because I'm at, a 750, and then we run their score and they're at a 580 or something. I mean, that's a pretty big drastic change. It doesn't happen that much, but it's just good to know you're dealing with a lender who knows what they're doing, and you want to know what your credit is because you don't want to get into a contract or find a place, like you said, the home of your dreams, and, credit becoming an issue. I mean, we can fix credit, but it does take time.
All right.
Now, there are some consumers that they're kind of confused. They think that if you pull credit more than once, that their credit score will go down. How does that work, Brady, when they're trying to shop for the best rate or the best lender?
What I tell people is, credit, if you're right at a 620 and you don't have the best credit, and 4 people pull your credit in a week, you might see it drop to a 618 or a 615. But I mean, if you pull your credit, if you have your credit pulled a couple times in a month, and the majority of the credit that I'm seeing nowadays is good credit. I mean, if you go from a 780 to a 775 or a 770, nothing changes. Yeah. And you don't want to have your credit pulled. What's worse is when people buy cars. They don't ever realize that the car dealership is going to pull their credit sometimes 20 times because they've got to send it to so many different locations or lenders that will tow the car. I mean, that's what I see most common. People say, why was your credit pulled 20 times in the last month? Oh, we were shopping for a car. And, the car dealers, some of them, not all of them, they don't tell the client that. So that's something to obviously you don't want to be purchasing a car if you're thinking about purchasing a home.
So you may start off looking for a Mercedes, but end up with a Corolla?
Yeah. Hey, as long as it gets you from point A to point B, right?
Yeah, I'm only cutting myself down because I drive a Corolla.
All right, well, we do need to take a quick break, but thank you, Brady Spangler from Axia Home Loans, thehonestbanker.com.
What's the phone number?
264-3798.
264-3798.
All right, thanks, Brady. Have a great week.
But stay tuned. We're going to have a guest with information that'll change your life forever. It's David CAIN. He's one of the attorneys with heart. Stay tuned. We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Tired of waiting 2 or 3 months to finalize your home loan or refinance? Maui's Axia Home Loans has a turnaround time of 30 days or less by processing your loans locally.
Take advantage of today's low interest rates by calling our good friend Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans. His personal cell is 264-3798. That's 264-3798. You know what I like about Axia?
What do you like about Axia?
Well, they're committed to creating sustainable home ownership through responsible lending. Hawaii NMLS ID number 27830.
Is one of your New Year's resolutions buy a home and you're just not too sure of the first step? Well, here's a unique proposition for you. It's from ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is they offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. Real simple. But don't worry, you won't want to, because ADRIENNE and ATTILIO will sit down with you, establish a price and deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out this success story. Team Lally had a listing with 20 visitors during a 2-hour span of the open house. 48 hours later, Team Lally had 4 offers in hand and an opening escrow offer with the highest and best offer, well over the asking price. Sellers love these guys, so call the only agent willing to earn your business every single day. That's ADRIENNE Lally, ATTILIO Leonardi, and her team. That number is 633-8633. 633-8633. And you can also check them out online at guaranteedsale.com.
When buying, selling, or owning a home, we suggest that you have a home warranty from Home Warranty America. Avoid faulty appliances in your next real estate transaction.
Team Lally offers free seller's coverage on all our homes. Give us a call at 799-9596 so we can tell you how that works.
Hi, I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful.
We know that having a plan of action eliminates the stress.
And that's what we do. Get rid of the stress.
Here's one of our clients.
I think really the key to their success is the way they're able to communicate with their customers. I didn't have that the last time I used a realtor.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And today we're talking about real estates.
Oh, by the way, you can reach us at 633-8633 or check us out on the web at where, Adrienne?
TeamLally.com, and that's Lally.
All right.
So today we have a guest.
We have a guest.
A special guest.
Actually in the studio. I just poked him right now. He's really here.
And he's a repeat guest.
Yeah.
So welcome back.
Well, thanks. Go Team Lally.
All right. So, David, tell us about yourself and your law firm. And
well, I've been here on Maui practicing law about 14 years. I've been a total of 22 years attorney. And we have 6 attorneys. And we practice a lot of different types of law. And actually, I was here today to talk a little bit about mortgage fraud, which we're seeing, in fact, a case today.
Yes.
The 3 individuals here got indicted for mortgage fraud. It looks like what they were doing is trying to record false discharge of mortgages with the Bureau of Conveyance, and then going in and selling the properties. That's not good.
So we were talking about it before you came on the show. We were like, this is again what we call a cautionary tale. As we say, a wise man learns from his own mistakes, but a happy man learns from the mistakes of others. So here's an opportunity to be happy. What would be some lessons learned, I guess?
Well, what we're seeing also in the scam department, mortgage fraud department, is individuals who say they can lower your mortgage rates. We're still seeing this, where they will come forward and essentially record discharge of mortgages, and then take a 50% payment and claim it as their own, these individuals. Or they will establish a trust and retitle the real estate into a trust or Hawaiian homeland or something like that. So I caution people out there, exactly what Attilio said, just watch out, because there are so many scams out there. If you have any qualms about what you're doing, seek an attorney, call the police, call the FBI, call someone. Just don't hand over your money to these guys.
Yeah, don't call someone just because they sent you a postcard.
Or they're a friend of your friend at church, or, they're in your community, or...
You want to vet them out.
Absolutely. And we're just seeing so much of this now, guys. It's really scary.
No, they're only credible if they come on late night after the OxyClean commercial. Those are... No, even those you got to be... Because I don't have any broadcast TV in our home, and we were on vacation, so when we're in the hotel rooms, we're like, ooh, we're like cavemen. TV! and I see all the commercials, and I'm like, and the ones that catch my eye are, we'll help you reduce your mortgage. Call 1-800-we're-gonna-screw-the-banks.com right now. And then I see that, and I'm like, okay, because our experience has been is we work with a lot of distressed homeowners, and as we're doing the intake process, we'll say, well, what have you been doing? Well, I sent $3,500 to this company on the mainland with this letterhead that looked like they were with the government, and I haven't heard from them since.
Yes, and that's the type of fraud that we're seeing a lot, those scams. Or even, believe it or not, there were a couple of bigger law firms in California that had to close down, and the attorneys were disbarred for fraud, for mortgage fraud as well, which sounds kind of bad. I mean, who can you trust? But I think what you have to look for is local, which we all are. Go with local, go with a name you can trust, like Team Lally, or, for us, CAIN and Heron. Go with someone who's been in practice here for, 10, 15, 20 years. Just go with someone that you know.
Yeah. I would say if you're listening to this right now and you are in that situation, or you have a friend or relative that's in that situation, give us a call. We're not going to necessarily have the solution, but I'm pretty confident we can point you in the right direction, to great law firms with David CAIN here on Maui. And we've had so many conversations. Like I said, we've completed, we're at like 300.
Over 350. We've successfully completed. I mean, we're probably...
Transactions with homeowners that fell behind on their mortgage, were upside down, had auction dates and everything else, and we were able to help them out of that situation. And even if we didn't help them directly, we were pretty confident that we pointed them in the right direction, either through a credible law firm or a nonprofit.
Right. And see, guys, you're helping the community. You are out there, helping the community and doing the right thing. And that's the type of people, that you want to go to. Team Lally, like I said, us, CAIN and Heron. We want clients who, we're gonna do right by, because we're here. We live here.
So if there's a consumer out there that's in this situation, they call you up. Is there how does that work? Do you do like a free consultation?
What's a good number for you guys?
Yeah, 242-9350.
Okay.
And we do a free consultation. So I like to tell people we have a toolbox of different tools that we can use, including going to you guys for a short sale or for whatever. I mean, we're going to tell you about the tax implications involved. We're going to tell you about, sometimes bankruptcy is a potential. I mean, there's a lot of different tools that we can use to help people out. But they're legal tools. We're not going to commit fraud. We're not going to do anything wrong. And that is going to get the consumer into hot water eventually, or the client. We're going to do the right thing.
And, back to that story in the PBN, obviously these people were short-term. And I think one of the keys when we sit down with people is, and people have asked us, well, I heard about this, and I'm like, oh, where'd you hear that? On the internet? Oh, wow, that's real credible. What I tell them is, I tell you right now, our advice to you is the best that's for your family, but we will never participate in anything that, because we always say one transaction is not worth our license and the ability to how we feed our family.
Right.
And our reputation is incredibly important because it is a small state. I mean, we run into people on the mainland from back home in Hawaii, and
well, we do work on all islands. I think you guys work on all islands too. So you're right. It's a small state. We run into each other all the time. We hopefully will help our clients because that's where we get our great names from.
Yeah, and I think where the rubber meets the road in our moment of truth. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Adrienne. We've done transactions where we actually didn't make money and/or lost money.
Yeah, we lost money, and we actually had to pay to help this one client. Remember they had like a big tax lien?
Yeah, and everything.
A GET. It was all sorts. It was messy, but we paid.
Because we committed to the client.
Yes.
They weren't, they were upfront and honest with us, and we said, you know what, look, we can't let this thing go down in flames, and these are good people, so we're like, hey, we're not.
We helped them out.
Well, and that's what makes you guys good business people to deal with. That's, for us, we do the same thing. If a bankruptcy case has gone south, we don't just get out of the case like a lot of attorneys do. We stay with the client, and we will lose money. It's part of our commitment to our client.
But it's about the relationship.
Right.
It's not so much about the money.
But I always tell people now, don't get me wrong, we're not a nonprofit organization.
Right.
We still are business people and have to make money at the end of the day. But there are certain situations and exceptions where we say, hey, you know what? And I think in general, if it's not about the money will come anyway.
Right.
And the through the relationships.
It does, and it always does, even when you're doing nonprofit work.
Yeah.
The things happen.
Yeah. Okay, so back to that PBN story, because we were actually kind of reading over it on the
airplane this morning,
coming over, and I guess it was it licensed realtors?
It looks like it was.
There's a couple of licensed realtors, and it looked like what they were doing was purchasing properties at auction.
At foreclosure auctions, then recording releases.
But the AOAO had foreclosed, so it was like a
or
special.
Homeowner.
Okay.
Yeah. And we want to talk about that here in a little bit, because I see some notices in the Maui newspaper. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was Jennifer Mataig, it looks like, Sakara Blackwell, a.k.a. Don Sakaguchi, and there was a fellow involved, and I can't find his name right now. But they've all been indicted on felony charges for mortgage fraud, basically. And it looks like, to me, they were just buying them and trying to record false releases and then maybe reselling them. Looks like they made several $1 million doing that.
Yeah.
So now what happens to those poor people that have purchased these homes? It's like, were they aware of what they were purchasing? Or?
That's a good question. I'm sure there's going to be several legal fights. In a bona fide purchaser situation, sometimes, the purchaser can win. It might be that the title company has to come in, or someone has to come in, a third party. But we were talking about this during the break, that not necessarily are they going to cover, because intentional acts a lot of times aren't covered. So like all insurance companies are going to try to get out of coverage. That's what they do. But so we'll see. There'll be a lot of litigation on this.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it all pans out.
So if you see a $500,000 home that's going for $250,000, you might want to check that one out.
Yes, red flag.
So we're getting ready to take a break?
Yeah, we do need to take a quick break, but don't go too far. We have some more interesting real estate topics.
And legal topics.
Yes.
By David CAIN.
That's right.
CBS News Update. I'm Harley Carnes. President Obama has announced his own economic development effort for troubled communities in this 50th anniversary week of Lyndon Johnson's famous declaration of war on poverty. The president calls them promise zones, of which there are to be 20 created in the next 3 years, 5 to start.
Each of these communities is designing from the bottom up, not the top down, what it is they think they need, and we're working with them to make that happen. And each of these communities is prepared to do what it takes to change the odds for their kids.
One promise zone, Philadelphia. Mayor Michael Nutter.
It's a very proud moment for us. We presented our shared prosperity plan, Philadelphia, and this announcement today for Philly is certainly an endorsement by the President of the United States of America that we're getting some stuff right and we're getting some stuff done.
Other initial zones are in Los Angeles, San Antonio, the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, and in southeastern Kentucky. CBS News Update. I'm Harley Carnes.
We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Do you get a little confused, maybe even somewhat frightened when thinking about real estate? Well, here's a unique proposition that'll help you out. It's from ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is they offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. Pretty simple. But don't worry, you won't want to, because ADRIENNE and ATTILIO are going to sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out the success story. ADRIENNE listed a home, and 4 days later, before it was even shown physically to anyone, she had a full price offer. Now, how does this happen? Well, it's because the team provided a video tour through the home. Not a slideshow, but a video tour. The video tour told the buyers all they needed to know. Sellers love these guys. So call the only agents willing to earn your business every single day. ADRIENNE Lally, ATTILIO Leonardi, and her team. That phone number is 633-8633. You can also check them out online at guaranteedsale.com.
Hi, I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
When we work with you as a client, we want to focus on what
your real estate goals are and help you reach them.
But don't take our word for it.
Here's a happy Team Lally client.
With Team Lally, it was a different experience because she and Attilio understood what me and my husband were looking to do and which house we were interested in, and they didn't try to pressure us to look at anything else. They were just understanding, and they said, okay, if this is the house that you want, then we'll wait it out and see what happens. So I think we waited about seven months or so, and finally, the transaction and everything went through, and we got the house that we wanted. So they're very professional, very knowledgeable, very respectful, and just a delight to work with.
Open Gangnam Style.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And today we're talking with David CAIN.
We're also the home of the cool bumper music.
And
the music that brings you back from the break.
And cool dances.
We're like, we originally we had like Muzak from the elevators.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't go over too well,
No.
so we decided to go with Oppa Gundam Style.
What does that mean?
Oppa Gundam Style?
I don't know.
Is it a dance or something?
Well, no,
it's
you do
Korean.
have there's
Korean,
a dance,
right.
and then there's like the town. It's like a really like a ritzy kind of town.
It's supposedly
in
the
Korea.
Beverly Hills of Korea.
Okay.
So
And so
it's like Beverly
it's like
Hills.
Beverly Hills style.
So
But he's making fun of it, is what he's doing, because he's saying they're so pretentious, and he's like, I'm so wealthy, but then he does a big goofy dance. And
my kids love that YouTube video.
Everybody does.
yeah. And he's still going. But anyway,
All right, so before the break, we were talking about this mortgage fraud and some cases here on Maui and
Mhm.
Honolulu and the state of Hawaii.
Yeah. So again, lessons learned is when you're like you said, you want to, probably if you're in that situation, maybe start off local before you start dialing up the 1-800 number.
I think so. And actually, during the break, we were talking a little bit about Ponzi schemes.
Yeah.
And there's been 4 really huge Ponzi schemes just here on Maui. One of the biggest is the mortgage store Ponzi scheme, where George Lindell was Ponziing people's money. He took homeowners. This is interesting. So listen to what he did. He took homeowners, convinced them to get second and third mortgages, give him the money to invest.
Oh.
And odd, I know. But so he would invest. Unfortunately, he didn't invest properly and would pay, the new investors out of the old investors. That, very typical Ponzi scheme. And build a multi-million-dollar home up country and had his boat and everything.
So he was completely opposite from Brady Spangler.
Now the one of the
honest banker,
right?
Dishonest banker.
But
now
he's
one
dishonest banker.
One of the warning signs, folks, is that when you went down to the Kihei Harbor or out. And the name of his fishing boat was Ponzi. That would have been one of the Yeah. So anyway, Ponzi is I think it was like an Italian guy way back in the 20s. His last name was Ponzi.
Yeah, with postage stamps. Believe it or not, he would. It was a scheme involving selling postage stamps and in bringing in new investors to buy post office postage stamps.
Yeah.
And so he's renowned now at this scheme, this fraudulent scheme where, of course, he keeps the money. The guy that's scheming keeps a lot of the money and just keeps it going by trickling out investment money to these investors, like the payouts. Yes, right, exactly. And that's what Madoff did for years and years. Yeah. He made up false statements, and sent them out to people saying, "Oh, well, here's your account now. It's $8 million," and then it finally got to a point where people were drawing out money, to buy houses and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, we don't have that money." Yeah. And it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
My account.
It says, "Hey, I have $8 million. Please write me a check."
So anyway, be careful.
Yes, and deal with someone local.
Yeah,
Set them out. Look for the track record.
Yes.
I wanted to use that story because these were realtors, and what they had done is gone down to the auction, which are and correct me if I'm wrong, on Oahu it's the First Circuit Court, but is that where
typically our
flagpole?
Yeah, typically our auctions are held. We actually need court permission to hold the auctions there, foreclosure auctions, but they are typically held by the courthouse. Yes.
Yeah, I know on Oahu the big stink was somebody made a big stink that if it was a judicial sale, you can do it there because that's through that process and state property. But if it was a power of sale, that they should not be there, and they have to go on the sidewalk.
Well, and now they're making us. I'm a foreclosure commissioner as well here, and now they're making us apply with the state judiciary for permission to use the property.
Maybe they should just say, you guys can get a camping permit, and you're going to do it down at the beach. Campsite number 19. We're going to be no.
Maybe we'll see the Kihei Caveman.
Yeah, Kihei Caveman. Maybe there'll be a bidder. Who knows? What's his name? That Howard Hughes. He actually at one time looked like the Kihei Caveman.
Hey, and they could have satchel of money.
Exactly.
Well, I shouldn't say that. Then someone will try to rob him. But
do not mug the Kihei Caveman. He does not have any money. Well, I gave him $10. No. So we're looking in the paper in the classified section, and I always like to be cautious with telling people these cautionary information about this because one of those infomercial things or those classes will roll through town, and then we get a whole bunch of people trying to do what they say, get rich quick. I'm going to go down to the auction and buy something for $1 and flip it for $500,000.
Or we see a bunch of those letter of intents all of a sudden come through on the listings.
But everyone thinks I'm going to go buy a foreclosure and flip homes and make money like on HGTV, and it's all cool. So let's talk about what they're looking at in the paper. So that's a real-life example of people who are buying these AOA or HOA foreclosures. And there's one here that says Notice of Association's Non-Judicial Foreclosure under Power of Sale and maybe comment and tell people what, from an attorney's point of view, what exactly are you looking at?
Yeah, there are actually, under the foreclosure law, there are two different types of foreclosures. There's one under what we call power of sale, which is non-judicial foreclosure, and there's a lot of about 2 years ago, they rewrote the laws. They rewrote the foreclosure laws because there were so many foreclosures going on. Now, the non-judicial foreclosures are really highly scrutinized. The debtors have the power to actually convert them to judicial. There's a lot of different – they have to go through a mediation program, et cetera, et cetera. Used to be an easy way to transfer or foreclose on property without getting the court involved. Now, the second way, like I was saying, is judicial foreclosure, where the court is involved. A complaint for foreclosure is filed in the circuit court, and you have your day in court before a judge, and you can explain your defenses. You can say, hey, I have a certain right to buy back my property, or it's called a redemption. So you have a certain amount of rights, and we actually represent a lot of people in defending foreclosure actions because we like to have people have their rights.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at between the two. Now, if you're on the purchaser side, you want to go down and buy a foreclosing property, we tell people that you've got to do your due diligence.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And you have to check out, if you're going to buy something at a foreclosure sale, all that a commissioner does is give you what's called a quitclaim deed. He does not give you a warranty deed. There's no warranty on title or anything. All the commissioner, when they give you a deed in foreclosure, is giving you a quitclaim deed. Everything, all the liens on the property right along with that.
Yeah.
So there could be liens. It could be foreclosed out. We don't know. That's why I say do your due diligence. There could be tax liens. There could be a number of things that you don't know about. So it's let the buyer beware.
Yeah. I always tell people on the AOAO auctions, the association or the homeowners association, you'll see like a townhome that may be worth $400,000, and you see it go to auction, and the auction amount is, say, $15,000. You're not, in a technical sense, I won't even talk about the legal part of it, but you're not getting this property for $15,000 because it's subject to the other mortgages.
Not only that, but it's also subject to the delinquent AOAO liens.
Yeah.
And HOA liens. So they're going to come forward and say, oh, congratulations, you bought this property for $10. Now you owe us $30,000.
Yeah.
And, if you don't pay us, we're going to foreclose on you.
Yeah. So, and we've seen.
I think that's what those realtors were doing, was buying the association.
Yeah, they weren't obviously they were non-judicial because probably that's how they're kind of like slipped through there because there wasn't any judge overseeing it, and they took title of these properties. So by the way, people, and correct me if I'm wrong, just because you have title of the property doesn't mean you own it free of all encumbrances.
Oh, definitely not. That's what mortgages are all about. That puts encumbrances on. That's why we have title companies, and we do title searches, which tell us all about the property, including encumbrances and things like that.
Yeah. We had a client that said, from my country, I meet at the table, and I slide the money across, and they slide the title, and boom, we're done. And I said, yeah, and your government's been overthrown 3 times in the last 5 years. So what's your point? I said, there's a reason.
Oh, I think I know what country that is.
Yeah. And I said, there's a reason why if the process takes so long and it's costly is because it's due diligence. It's not like you're going to Long's and getting a pack of gum. Here's your gum. Here's your money. Boom. It's things like title.
Well, and not only that, you're making the biggest transaction of your life. Bar none. You're making the biggest transaction. You should have a lawyer, a professional involved. You need to have agents and good real estate people involved in this. Someone who's going to be reputable, like you guys.
Yeah.
Team Lally.
All right, so we're getting down to the last minute here.
So I wanted to plug real quick. You have a new DUI hotline.
Yeah.
Actually,
talk about that real quick.
I was at 7-Eleven looking at that big case of Corona, and I was thinking, do I need the DUI hotline?
280-3800, and it's only after hours. If you called it now, we wouldn't answer. We have our normal telephone lines answering 242-9350, but 280-3800 is our hotline if you need an attorney in an emergency. If it's 3 in the morning and you need to talk to an attorney, we're going to be there for you.
Okay.
One more time, what's that hotline?
280-3800.
280-3800.
And then your guys' website?
www.cainandheron.com.
All right.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Team Lally. Go Team Lally.
All right.
All right. Don't go too far. When we come back, we have some real estate to talk about with Brandon Forrest, our man on the street.
Stay with us.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Tired of waiting 2 or 3 months to finalize your home loan or refinance? Maui's Axia Home Loans has a turnaround time of 30 days or less by processing your loans locally.
Take advantage of today's low interest rates by calling our good friend Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans. His personal cell is 264-3798. That's 264-3798. You know what I like about Axia?
What do you like about Axia?
Well, they're committed to creating sustainable home ownership through responsible lending. Hawaii NMLS ID number 27830.
So let me ask you something. Do problems come to mind before opportunities when thinking about real estate? Well, then I have a unique proposition for you. It's from Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. Real simple. But don't worry, you won't want to, because Adrienne and Attilio will sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out this success story. A buyer in the building industry was very picky about location. With the help of Team Lally, the buyer got a dream location, bought a foreclosure property $100,000 below market, and put the savings into totally renovating the home. Buyers love these guys, so call the only agents willing to earn your business every single day. Adrienne Lally, Attilio Leonardi, and her team. That number 633-8633. That's 633-8633. And you can also check them out online at guaranteedsale.com.
Hi, I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful.
We know that having a plan of action eliminates the stress.
And that's what we do. Get rid of the stress.
Here's one of our clients.
I think really the key to their success is the way they're able to communicate with their customers. I didn't have that the last time I used a realtor.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And we're talking about real estate today.
So, believe it or not, folks, we got on the line the Kihei Caveman. No, it's not the Kihei Caveman. It's our very own man on the street, Brandon. Brandon, are you there?
Yes, I am. How you guys doing?
You don't have dreadlocks and wear trash bags, do you?
No, I don't. That might be a new look at some point, though.
I know you came to us and you said, I need to join your team, also I'm going to end up like the Kihei Caveman because I want to learn how to do real estate.
I'm kind of curious if that's a website. Yeah, that sounds like a really good username right there.
We're going to use that for our recruiting methods. Don't be a Kihei Caveman. Join Team Lally.
Okay, so Brandon, if you could give us the scoop. What's going on? Tell us about some of our available listings that we have.
So basically, we have Kamoa Views just up from the Cove. It's the one-bedroom, one-bath condo. It's currently priced at $235,000. And actually, probably the biggest on that particular condo is they just got a new property manager as well as a new director. And I just got an email not the other day, and it just sounds like they're doing a lot of really progressive. They're going to be cleaning up the property more and moving into a really good direction. So it's a good opportunity to get into that condo when it's, the sun is rising.
Well, it has the cleanest pool I've ever seen.
Yes.
It is quite nice. And so that's Kamoa Views. And then, of course, we still have our tree Peter Pan property back in 55 Lipo Place in Haiku.
The tree house.
The tree house, yeah, there's several different tree houses. And this is a property where the owners have actually been putting in quite a bit of money every month in improvements, whether it's just beautifying projects around or even on the property itself. So it's every week it looks better and better.
Brandon, I'm a local boy, so we would properly say, hey, this property, get tree houses.
Tree houses?
Tree houses.
And what's the rental income that this tree house property produces?
Yeah.
It makes over $4,000 a month.
Wow. So it's an income-producing property. You got a bamboo forest. You got cement stairs that go to some secret place. A long driveway, and the properties are spread out. So if you wanted to live in the main home, and you had your tenants there, I mean, if they're having a kegger and playing Led Zeppelin at 150 decibels, you'd probably hear it. But it's not like they're right next to you in like a duplex or anything. And stuff, and you can they're just far enough to be comfortable, but not too far away where it's easy to take care of the property.
And you can hear the stream.
Yeah.
It's like a stream, so you hear the running water. It's
and
very
the wind through the trees.
Very tranquil.
Yeah. All
There's
right.
definitely lots of foliage. You're correct. I mean, effectively, you could be completely unaware of the other tenants that you had on the property.
Yeah. So, tell us what else about this property?
Well, it's actually, a lot of places out in Haiku, you can kind of take a huge winding course road, and this one really isn't that far. It's pretty much, I would say, literally 5 minutes off the main highway. So that's pretty nice. I mean, some people, they're like, oh, yeah, I live in Haiku, and you have to wonder, how long of a trek will it take to get to a main roadway? So.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of which, that turn's pretty windy. We better go check on that sign.
Yeah, let's go check on the sign.
All right, and what else?
We also have 194 Mahina. That's a property that's in central Kihei, just up from the Shaka Pizza, not too far away from the Cove area as well. That property is also doing quite well. They've definitely done a good job here to find some of the crosswalks areas and just in general. In fact, it's actually in escrow still, but still showing, so there's not too late to put an offer in on the property.
And you know what I always tell sellers, your home is not sold until the money is in your bank. You can cash out the money, put it in a big pile on your kitchen table and fling it up in the air and do backstrokes in all your $20 bills. That's when you know the property is sold. But until then, anything can happen, so we continue to market it. And for you as a potential buyer, never fear putting in a backup offer. A lot of people will shy away and they'll miss out on opportunities. And there's been times when we've opened up not only with the second one, but maybe even gone to the third one.
Or even fourth.
A quick story on that particular property. Are we the first realtor?
I think we're the second or third.
Second or third.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're getting it in escrow and getting it done. And this homeowner just was having some serious frustrations, and somehow through our marketing came to us, and we were able to get this property on the market.
And to ease her frustrations,
Yeah.
because her biggest frustration was the whole lack of communication and the way she was being communicated with.
Yeah.
So we have that communication guarantee.
Communication guarantee. If I don't call you up every Monday dropping F-bombs on you, you're more than... No. We touch base once a week. Our team, through Brandon, will touch base with you once a week to let you know what's going on. And Brandon, if nothing's going on, you're still going to call them up and say, what's up?
Absolutely. You guys have instilled upon me the idea of keeping in close contact with our clients and making sure that if they have any questions, and as you mentioned, if there's nothing new, just ask them how they're doing.
Yeah, ask them how they're doing. And maybe they didn't know it at the time, but when you called, they said, you know what, I do have a question about my transaction or situation with our real estate. And not that you can call us during the week, but at minimum, you're going to get some communication from us at the beginning of the week when you list your property with us. All right, anything else about Mahina?
That one's an income-producing property,
income-producing
too.
property.
What's that one? What's the total on that one, Brandon?
That one makes actually just over $5,000 a month.
Nice.
Wow. I know you got upstairs unit, downstairs units, and then then there's a cottage.
And the garage that got turned into.
And then they also got a pup tent on the sidewalk. That one goes for $150 a month. No pup tent on the sidewalk.
Absolutely. But other than 194 Mahina, we also, you talked about always having a backup offering as well.
Yeah.
The property Luana Kai, we have that condo that is also in escrow, and, the more the merrier on that one as well.
Well, that one's not technically an escrow.
It's maybe ACS?
Well, with that one, it's a short sale.
Yeah.
And we do have offers. We're still waiting on the lender to approve the whole sale. So we have the offers, but it's
short sales,
never say never.
That's what I tell people. Short sales are like a blinking contest. The people that can keep their eyes open till their pupils are burning up and their irises are about to pop out of their head, they win the blinking contest because they're willing to hang in there. But you know what the difference is? It's not as excruciatingly painful, but it's just you just hang out, and you got nothing to lose. You don't put any money in escrow. You're not spending any money.
You're just like reserving your spot in line.
You're reserving your spot in line. Never hurts. Now again, I'm not talking about all short sales. I'm just talking about the way that we process our offers that come in. Is that everybody remains in chronological order, irregardless of superiority. Once we get the approval, we go down the line to see who's still around. And a lot of times, it's not the first person in the door, but maybe the third, fourth, fifth, sixth person that was patient and ended up getting the property.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we have some coming soon listings. We have another short sale.
It's like a movie coming soon.
Coming soon. We have
to a theater near you.
We have some more short sales coming up, and then some vacant lands.
Yeah.
We also have vacant land perhaps, as well as in Maui Lani. We're going to have a listing here shortly as well.
Where at again?
In Maui Lani.
Okay.
So just over from Kahului. It's really close to town. It's very centrally located, but it's next to a golf course. It's a really nice part of Kahului, actually.
Now, when you talk about these coming soon listings, though, you got to use your voiceover voice.
Coming soon.
Sunday. And then you throw in some Spanish words in there.
I was surprised you didn't talk about your cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Absolutely. But those are the current listings that we have right now. And, I don't think I mentioned it, but I'll also be on the Kamoa Views 208 unit. I'll be there this coming Friday as well. So you missed me on Friday, but also on Sunday, I'll be there from 1 to 4 o'clock.
No, you're not going to be there on Sunday. You're going to be there on Sunday.
So go visit Brandon Force, our man on the street out in
say it like you're talking about a tractor pull or something. That's what you're going to be on Sunday.
Maybe you could say hi to the Kihei caveman for us if you see him.
And, invite him in. Give him a ham sandwich. Okay, so Brandon, you got that open house, and then you said Friday. What were the dates again?
Friday and Sunday.
Friday will be from 1 to 4 o'clock at Kamoa Views as well.
If you're at all driving down the roads and you see the Team Lally sign with the open house arrow on top, follow that down the yellow brick road to the Wizard of Oz. Brandon Force, our man on the street, he came to us and he says, I don't want to end up like Kihei Caveman. I want to join a top producing team. And are you hitting some traction now?
Absolutely. I would attribute the team's go-get-it personality as well as their knowledge as a major force in Maui marketing. It's been fun. The longer I'm with the team, the more I just see everything just coming down the pike. It's really fun.
Well, real quick, we're going to be meeting with somebody right after the show to talk about some vacant lots that have water meters on them and are prime for single house development.
Yeah.
This has been a project that's been 2 years in the works. What'd you say, bi-coastal views?
Oh, it's incredible. It's over 180 degrees of angle on both sides. You can see all the way from Koholave all the way to Molokai.
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about that up-and-coming listing, the number to call is to talk to Brandon.
633-8633. That's 633-8633. Now we're nearing the end of our show here.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yes.
We'll be seeing you in a bit.
And thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Denise Kaehu with Hawaii Escrow and Title.
Brady Spangler with Axia Home Loans.
Fidelity National Title, Matt Fortier. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com. Check out our business partner page under our link section.
We also want to give a big thank you to Gary, our producer here in the studio.
Chee-hoo.
And make sure to tune in next week. We're going to have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life forever.
This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks,